Good day, good day. Welcome, welcome. I'm Jay, and this is Homeschool Your Kids podcast. Today we have with us Maggie. Maggie, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Maggie Jamerson. I am a educator, a local small business owner, and a recent children's book author.
Oh, sweet. Yes, yes. Talk about the children's books. How do we
So
get
my first
there?
book came out this week. It was available Tuesday, July 16th. It's called Only Oliver, and it is about a child who's nervous to go to school because he doesn't already know how to read. So it's the first day of
Aw,
school, and he feels like he should know how to read. And I think that a lot of our children feel that way. They feel like they should already know how to do so many things before they've even had the chance to be taught. So
yeah.
Oliver's journey starts in Miss Green's classroom, and he's really shy at first. And you see his confidence increase throughout the book. And I also used a lot of strategies that I did in my own classroom.
That's
So there's a lot of interactive activities for the child. And I wanted to put phonics in the book. So at the very beginning, it has a page how to read this book.
oh,
So
nice.
um, it is funny, but not funny at the very beginning when I'm going to read at different story times, how I like to get the parents' attention and explain to them there are certain ways that reading has to be taught in a structured and explicit way.
Mhm.
And especially in the South, we like to add syllables or vowels that might not be there. So,
Little twang. Y'all like to
yeah,
put a little twang on it.
so
Yes.
I learned this, especially when my children were younger. It was, you don't know how country you sound until your baby starts talking. And then
Like
you're
you.
like, oh my goodness, there are so many syllables in that word. I didn't think I said it that way. So in Only Oliver, it starts with how to read this book. And I have the actual phonemes. For example, the letter P is pronounced. However, a lot of us like to make it a voice sound and say puh. So when you do that,
Mm.
you're adding a vowel to that
That
sound.
yeah.
Mhm. So now, typically, there is a vowel right after the P sound, but you've got an A or an sound, and your sweet baby can't sound it out because they are doing pa-ot, pa-ot.
Police. Like think about police. Like
Yes. So your sweet thing can't hear the specific sounds or
yes.
separate those phonemes. And this book introduces that with the short O sound. I also introduced the long O sound because a vowel has two sounds.
Yeah.
Then there are some activities in the book where we are drawing the letter O. A lot of people do not know how important handwriting is to a child learning how to read. A lot of the letters are supposed to be written counterclockwise. And
Mm.
when schools stopped teaching handwriting, we have students who are starting their letters at the bottom of a line and going up, or they are doing it from right to left instead of
Mm.
left to right. And handwriting really helps the child get those muscle memory skills in their head.
Mhm.
So they're not having all of that information in the front of their brain while the teacher's trying to teach them about the letter and the blending sounds. So
Yes.
if you can help a child with the correct grip and the correct direction of the letter, you are leaps and bounds ahead of your typical child who might not have had that experience walking into a classroom.
Yes.
So at the end of the book, of course, sweet Oliver learns how to blend and sound out his
Oh.
letters. However, his friend, who he thought knew how to read, she is in tears because he thought he was the only one who didn't know how to read. Well, she only knows her name and a few letters, but he
Mm.
assumed she already knew how to read walking in the first day of school. So
Oh.
it goes on to show how Oliver uses what he learned to help his friends as well. And one of my favorite parts in the book is on the last page, it goes through and talks about all the new things that Oliver learned by the end of the first day of school. And
Mm.
there is a blank where, or like an open space, like a comic book bubble, where the child, the reader, can put in what they learned. They can draw or write
They
in the
learn.
book.
Nice. I love that. That is so beautiful. Okay, so how did Only Oliver come about? What made you say, you know what, I need to write a children's book? Not only do I need to write a children's book, I need to make sure I put phonetics at the beginning of this book and some phonemes so that I can make sure that these children are actually learning to read properly. How did we get here?
So, okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. Ready?
Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
Okay,
here. Okay.
okay. So, I am from a big family. I am the oldest of 7 kiddos, and I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama. I live in the suburbs of Memphis, Tennessee for the last 25 years. Needless to say, when you are the oldest, you are bossy. And so I am bossy. And if you hear my voice, I'm also loud. So sometimes I don't need a microphone. So I am a bossy and loud friend. Now I do it with grace because I am from the South. So I
Yeah.
am, gentle with you, but I'm also blunt and I will tell you how I feel. So I like I said, my with being the oldest of 7, we got there because my family decided to be a foster family when I was
Mm.
11 years old. So my parents took in over 20 something kids from
Ah,
1987 to 2002, I think. And so
okay.
in doing that, I have been around children all of my life. And needless to say, I am not scared of newborns or toddlers or littles. I can clean a dirty nose and take care of a diaper. However, teenagers, whoa now, who wants to trade? Who wants to trade? I'll take your potty training toddler for a 16-year-old. Yes, I will. So, with that, I actually started teaching swimming lessons and became
Ah,
a lifeguard, and I loved it. I mean, I was lifeguard for 10 years, and then my sisters became lifeguards, and I to this day still teach swimming lessons
Oh, that's
sometime.
amazing.
So that is what drew me into teaching. Now, you
Yeah.
know, when you're a teacher, you got to have a little side job because,
What? A little,
uh-huh, hmm,
one or two. Yeah.
right. So my side job, I love event planning. So mine
Okay.
was doing weddings. So back to I am bossy and I am loud, but I do it with grace and I'm polite. Guess what? I could throw a wedding together real quick and it is fun. It is so fun. So
Yes.
that was my side job and I got into the classroom. So I was thinking, oh, I'll be a wedding planner. And then I started teaching swimming lessons, and this sweet child, scared to death of the water. I got that
Oh,
girl swimming in 3 days from the
uh,
shallow end to the deep end, and she
yes.
loved the water. And I was like, hmm, maybe God is making me a teacher. Maybe I should be a teacher. So
Yes.
he let me go into the classroom and do event planning kind of on the side during the summers. And the older I get, I am tired. And so those weddings are a lot. People, y'all are a lot. And
What?
I so loved it. I mean, all about all the little details. It is so fun. And my
Yeah.
brides, I love them and their families, but I was on the couch. Y'all put me on the couch for 2 or 3 days after those
The word, yeah.
so I started talking to a friend of mine who was like, Maggie, you gotta pick, like, we gotta figure out we gotta find you something. And so,
Less tiring, less something
yes,
that's
yes,
less
yes.
that doesn't consume so much energy. Yes.
For some reason, somebody said I needed to set boundaries. I was like, what are you talking about? Boundaries. So when she was talking to me, great friend, she was saying, hey, why don't you start your own business? And what would that look like? Like, what are your dreams? So I started thinking about it, and it made sense that teaching kids how to read was going to be the better option for me because of what was going on at the time. It was COVID. So we were in spring of 2021 and I was in a private school setting. I've taught in inner city schools, I've taught in public suburban schools, and I've taught in private schools. And so I was in the school's classroom setting and I wanted to reach more than my precious 18 kiddos. So this is when Zoom was introduced to us. And don't you know, I had an iPad in my classroom. I had some of my kids who were at school. I had some of my kids who were at home and they wanted us to do asynchronous. So I'm recording my lessons on Monday and then I'm downloading them and emailing them to the children that are at home. So Tuesday morning, when they wake up, they start working on those lessons. So I knew that they were going to have to join live for phonics. I was like, y'all have to be on. I told the parents, I was like, it is first grade. I am teaching phonics at 9:15. I need you on live. So I had sweet babies with their siblings and a bowl of cereal in front of them. And don't you know, we were learning our sounds and we had a dry erase board and we were writing, we were saying all the things. And I was so tired. I mean,
Mm,
I'm not sure a teacher can truly explain what the experience was like trying to teach that school year after COVID. There were so many schools that were closed. My private school was open. We were wearing masks, and I'm supposed to teach phonics wearing a
a
mask.
math. Oh,
And
yeah.
so, but I'm up at the board, I'm 6 feet away, I'm moving my mask down, I'm showing the kids. However, the other time my mask is up, and now, oh, we have seen the ramifications from that. There are so many children in speech. There are so
Mm,
many children who cannot track from left to right. And there is so much with our facial expressions that children learn at such an early age. They don't even realize they're learning it. But now we,
basic social cues.
yes, now we
Mhm.
see how that time really hurt that group of kids, in my opinion, from first grade to infant, as in
Mm,
those kids are missing those language development skills. And those children are now going into fifth grade.
mhm,
And so a lot of our fifth graders are missing some skills, and younger are missing some skills that years before, or those who are third grade and older, they got the foundational skills, but their COVID year was not in kindergarten or first grade. So um their disabilities or their learning was a little different. They did get the foundational skills
mhm.
before COVID because they were older. And so Remarkable Readers started, and I was like, I've got data for 10 years of me being in the classroom showing where my class as a whole would improve about 4, 5, 6 months every time we took at we were taking the STAR test, so STAR reading, STAR math through Renaissance.
Yeah.
And I had data for when I taught third graders, and I had data when I taught first graders. And so I took that information, and I knew, and teachers, when you can get children in a small group of 6 or less, just think of that little kidney shaped table where you've got 5 or 6 kids, and you've got one that needs help in phonics, and two
Mhm.
that need to take a test, and one that needs help on this math paper. And you're helping each one. It's almost like you're an octopus, and those arms just going, and you're giving them exactly what they need for the moment they
Mhm.
need. And so if you take a group of kids and put them in a small group and focus on the skills that they need, individualize their instruction, lo and behold, they
Mm.
learn. Not
Yes,
only do
ma'am.
they learn, they their confidence and their growth. There is so much that happens during that time period. So I started Remarkable Readers with a guarantee. And I still have not come across another tutoring service that offers a guarantee. So my guarantee is your child will improve 4 to 6 months in learning reading skills or math skills within 8 weeks. In doing that, if your sweet thing needs a little bit more than 8 weeks, we will keep working with them until they reach that goal at no extra cost. So, again, our teacher heart is right there. I'm not leaving him. I'm not leaving her. I am staying with her until she gets to 4 to 6 months of learning growth. And we have helped over 350 students since June of 2021
Oh, that's
with
beautiful.
100% success rate. Now,
Nice.
I will say that 100%, there is about 5 to 7% that needed more than 8 weeks. They got more than 8 weeks. We usually have to meet with them 2 or 3 more sessions before they reach that 4 to 6 months, but they reach it. And that helps us as teachers reteach, reassess, go through the skills they need, reteach, reassess. And you cannot do that in the classroom on an individual level, nor should you try, do not feel like you should try that. No,
Yeah, no, don't
uh,
think.
you should not try that. It is for small groups and it's for children who need that help. Now, we also offer one-on-one tutoring, and we also offer virtual and in person. So once I started in June of 2021, I was able to find students who needed help. Shocker. And so those students who were behind because of COVID or because of the way their school went back or did not go back, I was able to help students who were also behind before COVID started.
I was gonna
And
say, Maggie, we can't put everything on COVID. We gotta
I know,
acknowledge,
you're right.
yeah.
You're
Yes.
right. But even before COVID, we had kids
Yes. Yes,
who were
ma'am.
behind, but their parents did not figure it out until they saw the teacher teaching on Zoom and doing the guess this
Yes.
word option. And then the parents were like, what is going on? So there was there was an awakening for sure.
Yes,
Now,
definitely.
it was coming, but I think Zoom and teaching virtually really opened a lot of people's eyes to what was going on in the classroom that they did not know was going
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
So, starting that business, here come my teacher friends. Don't you love teacher friends?
Teacher
I
friends are beautiful.
cannot live without teacher friends. They are
Yes.
special people. So, I have teacher friends emailing me, texting me, "Hey, what are you doing?" And so I was like, "Hey, want to join?" And so I started hiring other licensed teachers throughout different cities because you don't have to be next to me to be able to teach what I'm teaching and to be able to do what I'm doing. You're doing it already.
Yeah.
And you need some extra money. And this is a way you could make some extra money. And it is also a way that you can build your teaching skills too. So I have 12 teachers on staff
Oh, wow.
throughout different states and different cities. My most recent is I have a remarkable reader teacher in Chicago, Illinois.
Ooh.
I have 2 in Mississippi. I have 1 in Nashville, 1 in Alabama, 2 in Arkansas, 1 in Georgia. So we are
Nice.
licensed teachers that know what we're doing and we know how to help kids. We are
Yeah.
putting them in a setting that they can be successful, and we are focusing on the skills that that child specifically needs. So if your sweet thing already knows his ABCs and his consonant sounds, then I'm not going to spend time working on that with him in those next 8 weeks. We give the STAR assessment. I purchased STAR as a school. So, like the way a school goes through and purchases Renaissance, I did that as my business, Remarkable Readers. And we give those standardized tests to kids when they walk in the door and when they leave, and we print certain reports that give us the exact skills that your child needs. So we're able to take those, and me personally, each kid gets a folder with their name on it, and I go through and write each skill that I need to focus on. And then I sit down and start making those lessons for that sweet kiddo. And those lessons are multisensory. I have ways that I want your child to learn with their hands. I want them hearing their voice. They need to say everything. They're using their fingers to touch and track. We're building things. We are using Play Doh, which I put in my book specifically because some people don't know that to build handwriting skills is to play with Play Doh. That is how you build those muscles in your hand. So it's not necessarily copy the letter every day. It is a lot of fine motor skills and core motor skills, gross motor skills that the child needs to develop. And we work on those things in our sessions. So our sessions are, I don't want to say busy, but they are efficient, as in I know what you're doing every day. And yes, you might be able to play a game with another friend who is also learning that same skill in that small group with you during your session, but your skills and your friend's skills, only 1 or 2 of them will probably match up. And there
Mhm.
are things that we do together, but I've got exactly what you need to do and exactly what you need to do for the next 2 hours. And a lot of the kids cannot believe it's time to go when it's time to
Oh,
go. They have been, efficient, and they finish one thing and we start the next and we go back and correct what we, got wrong. And we talk about how we feel about that. Why did you pick this answer? Because I didn't know this word. Okay, why didn't you know this word? Because it's too long. How does it feel? Why do you say
mhm.
it's too long? Let's write it. So then we write it on a dry erase board and we look at the vowels and we break it down and we realize that we can sound out 2 or 3 letters at a time. Nonsense words, people, so important to practice nonsense words, that now this child has the confidence because he knows the strategy of how to break it down and sound it out. Well, yes, that happens in the classroom. Yes, it does. And it's happening more and more because people are realizing how important phonics is. However, when I graduated college, we were told not to teach phonics. Phonics was going out of style. That was an old fashioned thing to do. So you do have a generation or two that did not get structured phonics, which was why the red flags were being brought up during COVID, because most of those parents did receive phonics. And now they're looking and going,
Mhm.
why is my child guessing this word?
Sight
So,
words.
yes, yes. And
Yes.
and
They're
there
doing the
is
sight
a time
memorization, basically. Yes.
And there is a time for sight words, and there are rules where
Mhm.
AI is not supposed to say eh. It is not supposed to make a short e sound. However, that needs to be taught, and it needs to
Yes.
be say, spell, say too. So I'm clapping
Mm.
SAID, said. So when I see it and I cannot sound it out because it does not follow the rules, I say the letters SAID, and guess what pops in my head? The word, because I'm using multisensory activities to get your child to learn these foundational skills. And so, Remarkable Readers has been an amazing adventure journey. So fun and so hard to do. I can teach all day long. It's the small business part that is kicking my tail. So, my dear husband is a CFO and
Oh,
has all financial things, and he keeps me legal, and so he knows what I'm supposed to do as
nice.
a business woman, and it is just exciting and something that I did not know was possible outside of the classroom. And it is needed. It is still
Yes.
needed. And the community is waking up to, hey, our reading scores are not good. Well, once we get our reading scores where they need to be, the next thing they're going to say is math scores. So we see that pendulum swing back and forth, back and forth. And we are focusing on those two skills with Remarkable Readers in guaranteeing your child will improve um, twice as much as the time that they spend with us. So they spend 8 weeks with us, and we are guaranteeing they'll grow at least 4 months. Now, I will say our average is 8 months. So in 8 weeks, our average student increases 8 months, almost,
A
I mean, a
year.
month a week. And that is
Yeah.
because it is individualized for them, and it focuses exactly on what they need, and it offers them the time to relearn and master skills that they skipped or did not receive the correct instruction for those foundational skills.
Gotcha. I love this. Like Maggie, like you have so much experience from, your time in the classroom to know what works and what doesn't work. Like you've been able to see it. Like you say, you have proven data from your 10 plus years in the classroom, teaching first grade, you little angel, you little fallen angel, you, because elementary is a different, you say teenagers, I'll take the teenagers
See,
over the
I mean,
look, so
God
we could
gives us
trade.
our
Look,
strengths.
what? Yes. Look, I will
And
make that
so
trade off.
that is my thing. I mean, let me tell you. So my sweet number 4 sister, we are 10 years apart.
Oh, wow.
When that thing turned 11, I was 21,
Oh
and I
my
was
goodness.
like, "I'll talk to you when you are 15, maybe." So and I love her, and she's here in Memphis now, and I cannot live without her.
Oh,
So
yes.
but I was just like, I can't handle the preteen-ish part. And my own children, I have a son that is 20 and I have a daughter
Oh,
that is 16. And so,
nice.
um, yeah, it is amazing how God gives us our strengths to
Yes,
handle
ma'am.
different children. And my
Yes.
experience has mostly been in first grade. I've also taught third grade. I've taught fifth grade. I have taught some preschool classes, kindergarten classes. So, correct. I don't think you can start a business without the lived experiences.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
I know our world is all about some influencers right now, and there are children who think that growing up to be an influencer is what they want to do when they finish school. You need lived experiences to be able to help others.
Yes.
And you've got to learn from those lived experiences to get the wisdom you need later in life. So here I am in my mid 40s, leaving the classroom of what I loved. And it honestly felt like I was like breaking up with a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
hurt my heart so much to leave that classroom setting, but knowing that I have been able to help over 350 students within 3 years, there is no classroom big enough for that.
What? What? You better speak, Maggie. Yes.
So,
Whew, that guilt, Yolanda, I told you how I was just at the Black Homeschoolers of Birmingham conference, which is really phenomenal for anyone in that area that is able to check it out next year. Definitely do that. But Yolanda, one of the founders, was speaking, and we actually taught at the same middle school at one point, not at the same time, but at the same, like it was wild to know that we had taught at the same middle school.
yes,
But we were just talking about that in what you just spoke on, the guilt that you have from leaving. Because when you're a teacher, like that's why I always hats off to teachers, because most teachers, I will say most, not all, but most teachers that are in a teacher's position are there because of their passion for wanting to teach kids. Simply put. And
yes,
so when we remove ourselves from that, we're thinking that, hey, oh my gosh, they need us. Like, oh, like this is like, oh my gosh, what are they gonna do? Like, I need to be in the classroom. And you have a deep remorse. Like you said, it's like a breakup. It's like I went through a rough
uh,
period. And
tears,
right, right.
tears.
Yes, yes,
There
yes.
are 7 different steps of grief. Don't think I didn't go through all 7 multiple times. I mean, it is it hurts. It
Yes, it
hurts.
does. But I appreciate you because, like Yolanda spoke on, not only did you leave though, but you also offered an opportunity for your teacher friends. Like you could say, hey, teacher friends,
Uh-huh.
like I found this cool thing that I can do where I'm still servicing my community. I'm still servicing the kids in the manner that I know is more beneficial to them. Come join me.
Right.
And you created a platform for all of you all to still do what you love while still being able to provide for your family, because like you said, in the classroom you need about 2 other incomes to
You
to
do.
still make it. Yeah, you do. I didn't know one teacher friend who just was a teacher. I had never met her.
Right,
Never met him or her. I did not.
right.
So it's really awesome that you have created something that you not only are able to, you know, be fulfilled in and still know that you're doing work, but you also was able to bring some teacher friends with you that are able to service also. Reading is important, Maggie. Like, and that's what like I spoke on that yesterday. We are graduating and have graduated so many functioning illiterate individuals that will go on to do whatever it is that they're going to do, but they're not going to reach their best and be their most successful. Unless, of course, they take that time and you know, that they have that drive in themselves. But most of
Themselves,
them,
right.
yes, but most
But
of them
most
have
of
to
them
join.
don't because their self-confidence has been shot for
What
12
shattered?
years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And so to know like and to hear someone who is passionate about making sure that we're trying to close that wide gap. Um, I appreciate you. I love you. Like, thank you because reading, that's a non-negotiable for me. I feel like for as informal as I am with my homeschooling journey with my lovelies, I call this little freestylers. Reading is something that I said, oh, you have to be able to do that. Yeah, I don't care about math will come. Like you said, after the
Yes.
reading, we'll talk about math. But reading is definitely like, honey, the street signs. Like
Uh,
you got people
you
like, where you gonna
cannot
go?
yes, you cannot survive in the world without knowing how to read.
Successfully, because you
Correct.
can. Look, you can. You can.
Yes,
Look,
yes, you
you
can.
can.
However, yes, if you want to be successful, if you want your
Yes.
children to be successful, your generations beyond you,
Yes.
reading is the gate that can be open to a huge amount of opportunities.
Yes.
And when I taught first grade, there were days that we did not make it to science and social studies
Yes.
because I'm teaching them how to read. So
Yes.
my phonics lesson that is supposed to be 15 minutes in my little teacher lesson square. No, no, no,
Mm.
it is not. It is not. Um, it is a good 45-minute lesson. And don't think that those babies are sitting there just watching me talk for 45 minutes. We are not. We are up, we are clapping, we are doing the floss because guess what? There's a floss rule in phonics. And
Yeah.
so if you have a short vowel sound and that word ends with F, L, or S, we are doing the floss
Oh,
before
yes.
we are writing that word.
Oh.
So it's not boring.
Yes.
Miss Jamerson, Miss Maggie, oh, I am not boring. And
Nice.
so phonics has got to be taught. Now, learning what I have learned, and teachers, hear me. If someone knocked on my classroom door when I was teaching my sweet little 18 friends and said, hey, I read this article. You need to do this in the classroom. Oh, I would have punched you in your face. Like, do not come in and tell me what I need to be doing in my room. I
Mhm.
have my 18 babies and their parents, and
Yes.
I'm teaching. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
However, when I stepped away from the classroom, there is some mental energy that comes back to you.
Mm.
And
Oh,
you,
Maggie, speak on it.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, and you want to learn more about it. And I have been able to read, take webinars, look at articles, watch videos on left brain, right brain, neuroscience, and how we need to use science and social studies text to help teach reading. And that was not taught to me from a professional development or from the college, you know what I
I
mean?
about to say
Like
undergrad, yes.
universities are not teaching that. Um,
Mm-mm.
Professional development is not teaching that. I learned that on my own, and that is what a lot of teachers are having to do. And to know that all the mental energy it takes to get through a school day as a teacher and then to go home and learn more about it, that is exhausting. And that
Yes.
puts a lot of pressure on teachers. And then you've got people saying, oh, they'll learn it. They can learn during the summer. They're not doing anything during the summer either. Okay, that's not true. I am I'm not going to get on this soapbox, but let me speak. That is not true. So, you have to um like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. And so
Yes.
we all have learned to do better. And if you haven't and you don't know what you need to be doing, you can reach out to us. I mean, you can reach out
Yes.
to remarkable readers. You can reach out to other teachers and other homeschool mamas and find out what others are doing to help you improve.
Yes,
Use your
ma'am.
people, create your support team. I love helping homeschool families. There are families that made the decision to homeschool out of COVID, but also out of sickness. I work with a St. Jude kiddo, and he's one of four. Well, all four of them need to be homeschooled because of St. Jude kiddo. So there are situations where you're not sure that what you're going to do with homeschooling, but you've got to homeschool. And we want to help and we want to not make sure that you're doing it right. It's not like a drill sergeant kind of thing, but there is a certain way to teach reading. And if you do it that way, your child will be successful. And I didn't learn that way in college. I learned that way in teaching. So my
Yes.
children I saw it in my children. My children were being taught phonics, and as a fellow teacher and a teacher with a master's degree, yes, I do. Yes, I do. That I have no background in teaching phonics and the spelling rules. But this curriculum was purchased and it's boring. It is so boring. I took it and made it my own and made it fun and found videos and played games and try and write as many words with the short A sound. So many different things you can do. But I did not learn all these rules that I can spit out, spell using E, I, and Y, and you hear the k sound, you write a K. Well, I've got parents going, how do you know that? Because I taught it. And so that is how you learn it, is you teach it. And that's
Yeah.
one of the ways I had Oliver teach at the end. He's teaching his friend, and this happens in the classroom every day. It's beautiful, and
Yeah.
it is amazing to watch other children help each other on a certain skill or a life skill. I mean, somebody who knows how to tie their shoe. For Christmas, Miss Jamerson always wanted you to learn to tie your shoe. That was my gift. And so please give me the gift of you knowing how to tie your shoe. And
You
Miss
got
Maggie
2 weeks.
helped
You
you.
got 2 weeks. Get it together.
Mhm. Yep. And I will help you and I will teach you. But sometimes your friend can teach you better than I can.
Yes.
And you know, as a mama, I can preach a sermon all day long. But
Mhm.
if another adult says it, oh, ding, oh, we're going to do it because he said so. Okay, well, I've been saying that for years, but okay, if you're going to do it because so and so, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Jesus, because I need my village. So
Yeah.
thank you, village, for being with me. And it is normal for your children and your students not to listen to you and then do exactly what you've been saying because somebody else said it. So,
Very normal.
yeah, very
Very
normal.
normal.
I'll just hear me normal. It doesn't feel normal, but it is.
Right.
It's
Feels a
normal.
little disrespectful, actually, Maggie. It feels a
Yes,
little disrespectful.
yes.
But your story is so remarkable as as you are. Because of you speaking on the impact you had outside of the classroom and how your numbers, like the numbers say it all. You had 18 students per year in the classroom. That's 18 over 3 years. Look, I don't do math. I know that's like
Me
40
either.
something. Look,
Fifth grade
compared
math,
to
that's my limit, friends. Fifth grade math. I
I
hire other
calculated,
teachers
I
to do
calculated
middle school
everything.
math and all the things. My brain, fifth grade math.
I just know that those numbers are way less than you impacting over 350 kids over within 3 years. So thank you. Thank you for like sharing that and letting teachers know, hey, if you have something in your heart or you know that, hey, this isn't working for me, but I know that something else, like I can create something that will work for these kids way more efficiently. Do it. Do it,
Yes.
do it, do it. Do it.
Teachers are amazing people.
Yes.
Um, I there when my friend was trying to get me to set boundaries and create, hey, what do you do? What are you good at? Teachers, your list is so long,
Long,
and
yes.
your talents are amazing. And the world and the classroom needs your talents. Just know that you are built with so many opportunities that you can explore. You can explore those opportunities. And just like some of my teachers who are with me, some are retired teachers, some are teachers who are still in the classroom that teach during the day, and then we'll have a tutoring session in the afternoon 1 day a week. Some are having their tutoring sessions on Sunday afternoons. It's very flexible, but know that you have so many talents that can be used in so many places, and your teacher
Yes.
heart will be filled.
Yes, yes, yes. That's the important one. You will feel fulfilled. Like, look at the impact. I love it. I appreciate you, Maggie. Thank you so much. Where can we find remarkable readers?
Okay, so small business right here, friends. This is the part that I'm like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this. Okay. So, when you own a small business, you are marketing and
Mhm.
financing, and
Yes.
you are all the things. So, I started with creating a Facebook page.
Okay.
I have a public Remarkable Readers Facebook page, a public Remarkable Readers 6 Instagram page.
Okay.
Then I went through and created a private group. It is Remarkable Readers Parent Community, and that's for
Nice.
parents to join. And we give you more updates about our students, as in Camper Elm grew a year and a half in 8 weeks in reading.
Nice.
Now, we put information out like that. We put information out as in our next sessions. We are year round and we do work in 8 week increments. In Tennessee, our schools they're starting sooner and sooner. So our school's first quarter is August to October. So Remarkable Readers also has quarter 1 sessions, and we typically start a week or two after school starts for our sessions. Then our quarter 2, I try to stay similar with what the school is doing. So, like my friend in Illinois, they don't start until September. So her schedule will be different. It will be 8 weeks, but it will look a little different. And we put that information on our social media pages. Then I created a website. Yep. Remarkablereaders.co. So
And all of these will be available in the description, but go
thank
ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So our website, remarkablereaders.co, goes on to have all of our services, because our main service is our guaranteed tutoring service, kindergarten through adults. Our other services that we provide are, we have a pre-readers class for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds before they go to kindergarten. That is offered twice a week for 4 weeks, and it is a 45-minute class. There's no guarantee to it. However, it builds your child's reading skills and those things that you might not have time to do at home. Your child's daycare or Mother's Day out is not doing. You don't think your child's going to love reading, and you need to find something supplemental to help. Our 45-minute class, taught by licensed teachers, helps your pre-reader understand literacy skills, letters, sounds. We start talking about the correct grip. It is age appropriate for your child to fist grip at ages 2 and 3. However, when we learn better, we do better. We know that the correct pencil grip is to pinch between your thumb and your pointer finger. Well, if you can get your child to start pinching early, early intervention helps. And it will give your child the confidence they need walking into that kindergarten classroom. So that is another service we started. We also started educational consultants, where licensed teachers can help homeschooling parents, parents who are trying to get services for their child in the public school or private school sector, and what those processes look like. We are realizing that more children need more services than have in years before. So there is a influx of everybody needs something special, and it's hard to do that. And you, as a parent, You are your child's advocate. And
Yeah.
so the school might not have told you everything you need to know. The You don't have time to read everything you need to know. You've talked to a few people, but they're not necessarily the best resource on it. So we are offering consulting services to help with that as well. And with our tutoring service, like I said, we go kindergarten through adult. So we do have a program for teenagers. And yes, it does improve their reading. Yes, it does improve their ACT score. We don't guarantee, oh, we guarantee your child will go up 5 points on ACT. No, we guarantee your child will improve in reading levels, and the waterfall effect of that is they will improve on standardized tests, and they will improve on their grades will improve, so their confidence will improve. So it's those things that we help with.
Thank you. And that's a lot. You're doing a lot.
Right, right. And by the way, I just released a book. So yes,
Yes. Where do we find Oliver? Where do we
right.
find Only Oliver?
So Only Oliver is available on Amazon. It is
Nice.
available hardback. It is available ebook and paperback. I have also been going around and reading at different story times and getting
Oh,
it cataloged in libraries,
libraries.
and
Yes.
I am trying to get it in local bookstores. So
Nice.
yesterday I went to Novel, which is a local bookstore here in Memphis, and they have a story time. And so I got to read Only Oliver and sign books for
Nice.
kiddos that came. And you can buy my book at their store as well. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my book out there.
You
So
are. You
help me,
are doing.
help me, help me.
Yes. Yes.
Help me get it out there. So
Yes.
share,
Thank
write
you.
reviews. That is something that I'm learning. Did y'all know there's an algorithm? And it is SEO. And guess what? If you show up in a certain way on Amazon or Google or whatever, then your SEO improves and your algorithm improves. And so then more people get access, or the book is put in front of more
For
people
people. Yes.
because of you leaving a review or purchasing a book. And yes, I am self published. My publisher is Remarkable Readers. And so
Nice.
that is one of the things that, as you want to share information and you want to teach more people, I want to reach more people than I can face to face or virtually. A children's book is one of those ways.
Yes, you got it. You definitely got it. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for all of the great things you're doing. You're doing some really I gotta look, keep on throwing it out there. Remarkable things. You really are. Before I let you go, although you've already filled us with beautiful, beautiful gems, I need you to drop three more for parents who are in the process of teaching their little ones how to read. Give us three things that you want them to take away from here in their journey.
So, one thing is there is a structured and explicit way to teach reading. There are paid programs and things that you can go through and get certified. There are things that are available for free as well. And you to learn about those resources, you have to dig and find them. Now, I have gone through and found some of them, and I am aware of some of them. So I want to share that information. And if you will email me at maggie@remarkablereaders.co, I'm happy to share information with you about certain curriculum. There is specific curriculum that you need. It is not just, oh, should I buy this? Or my friend said to get this curriculum. You have to buy a structured and explicit curriculum if you are teaching reading, whether that be at home or in the classroom. You have to have a structured, explicit curriculum. The other thing is your child needs to see you reading
Mm,
for fun, reading as a choice, and reading from a book. I know screens are fabulous. I get it. However, we have got to get some time away from the screen. They are teaching us new things. Yes, the screen is useful and it is a good tool. However, your child has got to be able to pick up a book and sit with a book for 20 minutes without getting up, without
mm,
asking you questions, without saying, getting distracted and looking at something else. And to do that, you do it gradually. Start with their age. They're 6 years old. Give them 5 books. Set a timer for 6 minutes. They have to look at those books for 6 minutes. They can't get up. They can't ask you questions. They sit with the pillow on the couch with the blanket, one toy that
mm.
they can read to. Because I've got beanie babies galore that are little puppies. And guess what? We read to our little puppy. Yes, we do. And so, in doing that, you are training them to sit and focus. And reading does not have to look like my child has to read every single word. No. Reading looks like I'm looking at a book, I'm looking at pictures. I notice in the story that this little girl is sad. I put down the book. I pick up another book. This book is about animals. I'm looking. That is reading. Our beginning readers, they can sit with books. My 3-year-olds sit with books, and we point out certain letters. Where's the letter B on this page? Where's the letter B on this page? We are going through. That is a reading skill. So you need explicit and in direct instruction curriculum. You need to show that you enjoy reading as a choice from a book. And you need to make sure that your child is developing time with books to learn and enjoy them based on their age. You're increasing that time 2 minutes every 2 days until you get to that 20-minute window. After that 20 minutes, let them draw a picture from one of the books. Let them write letters from one of the books. Let them tell you what they saw from one of the books and keep that routine going 4 to 5 times a week.
Thank you for that, Maggie. Thank you, parents. Oh, reading, teaching reading, because I love reading, but teaching reading can be
Yeah.
frustrating. Okay. I'm speaking from my personal experience. Don't do as I do. Get help. Don't sit and suffer. Okay. No.
When we learn better, when we know better, we do
We
better.
do
Yes.
better. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Maggie is a remarkable reader who has a remarkable reading program that provides many services for you and your love, your sweet things.
Your
I
sweet
like that.
things.
You
Yes,
and your sweet things.
that's
So
right.
so take advantage. Definitely look for, get the support that you need. Like, this is all it's about: showing you, introducing you to the different resources that are available to you. She has readers all over the nation. So tap in and outsource that reading if you're at your wits, or at your peak, or just
Uh-huh.
beginning. Either
Walk
way.
away. Tears, walk away. I
What?
tell
Real
mama when the
quick.
tears come, walk away. Take a
I've done
minute.
that. Yes,
It's not
yes, I've
worth
done
it.
that. Yes, learn from me. I'm serious. But yes, definitely reach out though, and I'll know that all of the links will be available in the description for you to tap into Maggie's resource. And definitely check out Only Oliver. It sounds so cute. And gift it to your little readers, and sit
That's
down and
right.
have them read for
Yes.
them 20 minutes.
Yes.
Get them
Yeah,
reading.
just sit
But
with
yes,
books. Yes.
yes, we
Just
need to.
start simple and
Yes.
just encourage, but don't feel like you've got to do it for them or respond. They
Yes.
need to focus. Let them sit with those books. It's uncomfortable, trust me, but you
They
can
will
get
make it.
stuff done, like making
Yes.
dinner and
Yes.
just a minute, and they've got to learn to do that. Jay, I cannot wait to see you this weekend at our
Thank you.
expo.
I know, I'm very excited. Memphis, here we come. Look, I'm very excited though. I haven't been to Memphis and I've heard great things. And so I'm excited. Definitely the lab school of Memphis. It should be fun. And
Yeah,
I can't wait till you're able to encourage the parents as you have done already. So I already know that it's going to be great. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely.
Parents, parents, homeschool your kids.